All right, back like we never left because we never did leave. You got your boy Love1orHate1 and your boy Gil is in the building. And man, we finna talk some real boxing. You already know we back at y'all with another radio call, and you guys already know we finna cook. We got a very interesting fight coming up between Daniel Dubois and Joseph Parker. That's gonna be the co-main event on the mega fight between, Bivol and Betterby. I just want you to go ahead and let me know your thoughts on this fight, because you was cooking on this fight off air. I just want the people to hear it.
I think Parker would do work. We've seen Dubois kind of like quit at times, so I think he could get off. Parker does good work, but at the same time, he kind of goes a little bit crazy, so you can't go in too deep because you're gonna get countered, and then what? So I think he just has to play with him a little bit, go to the body, get to work, but you never know. Dubois does have power, so you never know.
Right. Yeah. And see, that's the one thing that kind of make me hesitate to kind of pick Daniel Dubois to win, because like we said this off air too, man. When when everything is going good for Daniel Dubois, he's all right. But once he's not getting his way in a fight, he kind of try to find a way out. Like when he'll
mentally quit. That's what it is.
Yeah. Like when he fought Usyk, right? When he fought Usyk, I personally felt like he dropped Usyk, arguably stopped him. But instead of trying to do it again, or, trying to, knock him out or whatever, he quit in that fight. And he quit because he just thought, what, I got a little moral victory. And I personally feel like he quit in that fight. So if you think about it, Joseph Parker got a lot of tools. He's quick, good foot speed, decent power. And he's been doing good, man. He's been fighting some good opponents and winning. Another thing is too that I don't like from Daniel Dubois. He's kind of underestimating. Well, I ain't gonna say kind of. I think he is underestimating Joseph Parker, because if you think about it, right after Usyk beat Fury, Daniel Dubois jumped inside the ring, like calling him out, like he don't got a fight coming up. He's talking about, oh, we're going to fight next, and, I want that fight next. And I'm like, bro, you got a fight coming up against Joseph Parker. You need to be worried about him. So the fact that he's underestimating, Joseph Parker, that could be an upset for real. But I'm going to tell you why I'm edging Daniel Dubois in this fight. And I can't even lie to you, Gil. But my last 3 fights prediction, I picked against him. I lost the last 3 times Daniel Dubois fought. When he fought Miller, I thought Miller was gonna beat him. When he fought what's the other guy name? I forget his name. Philip Herkovic, I thought Philip was gonna beat him, and he shocked me in all 3 fights. And I definitely thought Anthony Joshua was gonna beat him, but I kind of was on the hype train a little bit. I think I hopped on the Anthony Joshua hype train. Not trying to say Anthony Joshua was a hype job, but the whole world kind of thought that Anthony Joshua was going to win that fight, and I kind of hopped on the train with everybody else. And, Daniel Dubois, he shocked me in his last 3 fights. So it will kind of pain me for me to pick him in this fight. I mean, for me to pick him to lose in this fight, and then he ends up winning again. Then it's like, damn, I done picked against this guy 4 times, and he just strikes me the fuck out. So
here's the thing about that, bro. With him, he has to be mentally locked in. And if he's mentally locked in, I'll tell you myself, I think he could win, but you never know with him. It's almost like the whole Teofimo Lopez syndrome, because Teofimo Lopez does the same thing. There's fights where he looks like everybody could beat him, and then when he's on, he's really on. So that's what I'm saying. It's going to be interesting to see where his mental's at, and that's where the weigh-ins come in, because you kind of see if he's mentally ready or he looks drained or, things that they look for in the weigh-in. So I think if he's on, he's trouble. But if he's not, it could work in Parker's favor.
That's true, and that's very deep what you just said. But one thing about T.O. though, we haven't seen T.O. really quit in a fight.
I think against Xander Martin, I think he quit a little bit. Let's be honest about that.
I thought Xander Martin won that fight, but they gave it to T.O., right? You remember that?
Yeah, and he was talking about retirement right after in the locker room.
He sure was. So
that's what I'm saying. When he's not in the fight, he kind of gives up on himself. So it's the same thing with Dubois.
You're opening up a new door for my prediction on this fight, and that's a good one right there, man. But like I said, I'm gonna roll with Daniel Dubois. But until the bell rings, I can always change my prediction. But as of everything stands right now, I'm gonna favor Daniel Dubois in this fight. And one thing about Daniel Dubois that I'm really impressed with, he has some real power and he's quick too. So, it's going to be a good fight, but hey, man, we ain't going to always agree. You got Parker, I got, hey.
Yeah.
I got
sure.
Daniel Dubois. But that's what make it fun, though. But I see why you're picking Parker. Don't get me wrong. I see exactly why you're picking Parker. And Parker, he's been looking good. And I personally feel like, in my opinion, and this may sound crazy, that I'm not picking Parker after I say this, but I think that Parker wants it more. Parker really wants that belt he has.
And that's what makes him dangerous. Because when a fighter wants it more, they're willing to risk it.
Yep.
So that's what makes him dangerous, bro.
That's what makes it dangerous. You're right. You got me wanting to change my prediction, but I'm not, though. I'm going to just stick with Daniel Dubois. I think Daniel Dubois going to pull it off, but even if he pulls it off, it's not going to be no fight where he dominates shit or none of that shit. I think if he stops Parker, it'll be late if he stops him. But I think one thing about Joseph Parker, he does hit the canvas a lot, but when he gets off the canvas, he's one of those guys that get off the canvas and get stronger. Like, he gets off the canvas and he's very mentally, tough.
You know what it is? It gets you to focus more when you get off the canvas. So it switches you on. And it makes it difficult on your other opponent, too. So.
That's deep right there. Yep. But, yep, man. Any more final thoughts on it?
No, ultimately, I have Parker, man. And it's going to be interesting to see where Dubois is mentally. Because that, to me, will determine how the fight goes.
Yep. I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that part. And that's my final thoughts on it, too. Like, it is what it is.